A Prime Minister having a bad week that's about to get worse.
Will you give the money back, Prime Minister?
Dogged by this row since Monday, the Prime Minister took a day to condemn offensive remarks from his biggest donor about former Labour MP Diane Abbott as racist. His party divided and increasingly despairing at his leadership.
Is the Prime Minister proud to be bankrolled by someone using racist and misogynist language when he says the member for Hackney North and Stoke Newington makes you want to hate all black women?
Mr. Speaker, the alleged comments were wrong, they were racist, and he has now, as I said, the comments were wrong, they were racist. He has rightly apologised for them, and that remorse should be accepted.
Rishi Sunak eager to forgive, but the opposition not willing to forget.
Mr. Speaker, the man bankrolling the Prime Minister also said that the member for Hackney North should be shot. How low would he have to sink? What racist, woman-hating threat of violence would he have to make before the Prime Minister plucked up the courage to hand back the £10 million that he's taken from him?
As I said, the gentleman apologised genuinely for his comments, and that remorse should be accepted.
Later, the Prime Minister went further still, suggesting he's happy to have Mr Hester's support.
Will he reimburse him, yes or no?
No, Mr. Speaker, and I'm pleased that the gentleman is supporting a party that represents one of the most diverse governments in this country's history.
The woman at the heart of this story tried and tried and tried to have her say in the Commons, rising dozens of times through PMQs, trying to get her own question, but not picked by Speaker Lindsay Hoyle. She's accused him of failing democracy. She did get a visit from her former party leader. Ms Abbott said she asked to have the Labour whip restored, but witnesses tell me he simply dodged the question.
It's a time for family. It's a time for friends.
Frank Hester is the Conservative Party's biggest ever donor. He's given £10 million to the Tories in the last year, but the party he's funded is now deeply divided about his offensive comments. Minutes after Rishi Sunak refused to hand back Mr Hester's cash, the Scottish Conservatives broke with their leader, releasing a statement demanding the party carefully review the donations. And even loyal MPs are only offering the faintest praise for the PM.
Do you really, genuinely, in your heart of heart, think that there's a guy who can turn around a 26-point poll deficit?
Well, I think the Prime Minister's got far better at PMQs in recent weeks.
And not willing to repeat the Prime Minister's own words.
Do you think Frank Hester's remorse should be accepted?
I think, well, I don't know enough about the issue personally, but in the sense that, I don't know the context of it, but what he said was racist and what he said was wrong.
I've just come from talking to lots of Tory MPs. One said that the state of the Conservative Party was a bin fire, and most others seem to agree with that assessment. They are worried about the performance of the Prime Minister. He's got nothing left in the tank, said one person Rishi Sunak appointed to his cabinet. But they just don't agree on what to do next. It's 12 days since Rishi Sunak stood in Downing Street and condemned extremism. Tomorrow, a controversial new strategy to tackle it. But the Prime Minister has been learning the hard way that where you draw the line and what to do when it's crossed is far from easy.